your voice.
A desperate father.
You gonna listen to me now?
Is forced to do the unthinkable.
You can't expect to walk out of this.
I don't.
Chicago PD, new next Wednesday on NBC and get the NBC app.
Just give him what he wants.
Shots fired!
Chicago Fire returns Tuesday, 10/9 Central on NBC.
On an all-new Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Kate Winslet drops by. NBC Tonight.
Your one news source. This is NewsCenter1.
Good evening, I'm Shad Olson. This is NewsCenter1 at 10. Doctors Without Borders is calling for an independent investigation into the deadly bombing of a hospital in Afghanistan. 12 staffers and 10 patients, 3 of them children, died in an American airstrike on the Kunduz facility on Saturday. An act of the top U.S. commander in Afghanistan calls it a mistake. The international medical charity saying it cannot rely on internal military investigations, giving inconsistencies in the U.S. and Afghan accounts of the event. The aid organization wants the International Humanitarian Fact-Finding Commission to investigate and determine whether the airstrike was a war crime. The group's executive director in the United States saying it is the only permanent body set up to specifically investigate violations of international humanitarian law.
We are fighting back for the respect of the Geneva Conventions. As a medical humanitarian organization, we are fighting back for the sake of our patients. We are calling on President Obama to consent to the Fact-Finding Commission. Doing so will send a powerful signal of the U.S. government's commitment to and respect for international humanitarian law and the rules of war.
If we let this go, as if, it was a non-event, we're basically giving a blank check to any countries who are at war in conflict and telling them, you know what, you can do whatever because actually nothing, is happening. You're not being, accountable for anything.
Dr. Joanne Liu says that calling that bombing a mistake is simply not sufficient. Today is the second day without rain in flood-ravaged South Carolina. Governor Nikki Haley warning that there is another wave of water headed that way. Governor Haley says she flew over the area in a helicopter today, saying that floodwaters are coming from the central part of the state and moving toward the low country. But Haley says they are prepared and have numerous resources ready to go. 3,000 National Guard troops in South Carolina so far, and an additional 2,000 are on the way. After searching an area bigger than California, tonight the search for possible survivors of a sunken U.S. cargo ship has been called off. 33 crew members aboard the El Faro when authorities think it went down after being hit by Hurricane Joaquin. Investigators continuing to focus on exactly what caused that sinking. We get the latest tonight from NBC's Chris Clackham.
The fate of the freighter El Faro are still unknown, but authorities have come to a conclusion about the search for crew members, with the Coast Guard telling victims' families Wednesday it's over.
They did all they could. Any decision to suspend a search is painful.
Reaction to halting the search is mixed. The mother of crew member Marriott Wright offering one view.
I was not upset by it because I don't see any point in searching anymore. The ship has gone down. They've gone down with it.
While the father of Jackie Jones Jr. felt the opposite.
Yeah, it's too early to stop. 6 days? Come on. It's too early.
The Coast Guard has still found only the one body of 33 crew members on board, while the NTSB says its investigation will include why the captain, crew, and owners of the ship decided to sail directly into the hurricane in the first place.
Our objective is not just to find out what happened, but why it happened.
Although the owners say the ship's captain planned to skirt Hurricane Joaquin, a mechanical failure left the freighter drifting directly into the path of the powerful storm, and he is believed to have gone down in 15,000 feet of water after reporting its last known position last Thursday. 4 of the crew members were from Maine, where mourners gathered Tuesday night for a candlelight vigil. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
And that vigil was the first of what is now expected to be dozens of services for the crew of the El Faro. Another political showdown is brewing, and it could impact one of America's greatest resources, our military. The Senate voting today in favor of a $612 billion defense policy bill for 2015-2016 called the National Defense Authorization Act. That happens on a yearly basis. It is not something new. However, President Barack Obama is threatening to veto the measure over a larger dispute about government spending. Obama says he does not like the way this year's version of the bill increases defense spending by padding a separate war-fighting account with an extra $38 billion. Meantime, U.S. Senator John Thune says that gambling with the future of our troops and our military is not an option.
We are also trying to pass the Defense Authorization Bill, which is a bill we pass every year. It basically funds our troops, lays out our priorities for our national security interest, determines which weapon systems we're going to acquire and things like that. It's passed every year now for the past 53 years. The President has indicated he's going to veto this bill, which I hope he reconsiders. We got a fairly big vote for it yesterday in the Senate, and I think it's a big mistake in light of everything that's going on in the world today for him to contemplate vetoing the National Defense Authorization Bill, which is something, again, is a critical priority when it comes to giving our troops the equipment, the resources, the training that they need to defend the country.
That bill also provides a 1.3% pay increase to service members, authorizes lethal assistance to Ukraine fighting forces that are fighting Russian-backed rebels, and extends the ban on torture to the Central Intelligence Agency. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says that the president's desire to veto the bill is, quote, outrageous in light of current national security threats. Prosecutors in two major local cases saying they will not be seeking the death penalty should suspects be convicted in those crimes. James Rogers Jr. of Lead is charged in the fatal stabbing death of 27-year-old Caitlin Walsh. Prosecutors alleging that back in August, Rogers stabbed Walsh multiple times and then kept her body in his apartment for 5 days. In a separate case, Sean Marshall is accused in the May shooting death in Rapid City of 22-year-old Charles Metcalf, his cousin. Authorities say that Marshall admitted to shooting Metcalf, but also says that he feared for his life because Metcalf came at him with broken glass. Police say that Metcalf was shot in the back multiple times as he died. Rapid City Police are investigating a violent assault from last night. Police responding to the 1700 block of Rand Road to find a stabbing victim holding down another man. The victim telling police he was working in the area when he found the man rummaging through his vehicle. That's when the altercation started and the victim was stabbed. He was able to get on top of the suspect and hold him down while yelling for a passerby to dial 911. The suspect has been identified as 40-year-old Daniel Fitzpatrick. A search of Fitzpatrick's person, turning up a number of stolen items, marijuana, hash wax, and drug paraphernalia that field tested positive for the drug methamphetamine. A new question presenting itself to the South Dakota Supreme Court. That court is now considering whether criminal defendants should be able to see disciplinary records of their arresting law enforcement officers. Justice is hearing arguments this week in a case involving Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office personnel records. Emily Lou Smith was arrested during a 2014 traffic stop, charged with resisting arrest, simple assault against an officer, and driving under the influence. Smith's attorney seeking personnel records for the arresting officer to see if any complaints filed against him for excessive force. A circuit court judge agreeing to that request, but prosecutors are objecting. That decision from the Supreme Court could have far-reaching implications for all communities and law enforcement agencies in South Dakota. And here's a look at today's markets on Wall Street. And as we check the numbers today, it's been a very good week for the Dow and for the other major indexes this week. Very strong numbers, and that continues today as well. The Dow rising 122 points, almost reaching back to the 17K threshold, 16,912 on the close. The Nasdaq Composite up 43 to 47.91. The S&P rising 16 to 1996, and gold on a strengthening dollar, losing $1.40 to $1,145 even on this day of trade. Well, it is the headline of this day, and it is the headline of this week as well. South Dakota pausing to remember a man that had great impact on our state, serving as the governor from 1993 to 1995. Former governor of South Dakota, Walter Dale Miller, being laid to rest today on his family ranch in New Underwood. He was first and foremost a proud cowboy, a friend and a family to many. Caroline Patrikas has the story.
South Dakota is saying farewell today. Former Governor Walter Dale Miller being laid to rest on his family ranch later. But first, hundreds joining here at the Calvary Church on Sheridan Lake Road to remember, honor, and pay their respects to the former governor and their cowboy.
Yeah, Dad wore a lot of hats in his life, but he was always a cowboy.
And that's what family and friends will remember the most about Governor Miller.
It's a funny story, but when he was in the legislature, it was always kind of a controversy between East River and West River. And of course, for the time that he was in the legislature, of course he stayed in Pierce some, but when he was governor, he lived in the mansion. After he left office, he bought a house in Fort Pierre and lived there for the most part up till today. But he always said, people say, "Where are you living now, Walt?" He says, "I'm living in Fort Pierre." He says, "I'm West River again." So
as they share stories on a somber day for South Dakota.
He was proud to be a West River cowboy, and that was his greatest feat in life, that he was a cowboy. Nobody ever took that away from him. He went to Russia one time and they gave him this protocol school that says you can't wear your hat. But he wore his hat.
Now the cowboy is taking his hat to the ranch where he will be laid to rest.
My dad was a good man. I told him he was a very lucky man to have lived in the years that he lived, and those post-war years were wonderful years. But my dad was honest, he was hardworking, he achieved a lot in life. Not everybody does that. Most of us leave a mark, but he's left a big mark. The funeral today will reflect that, and we're lucky to have had him as my father.
Caroline Patricus, NewsCenter1.
And following that service, a memorial on the family ranch in New Underwood, where Walter Dale Miller will be laid to rest. Kind of a rare thing, especially in the modern era of South Dakota. You think about it, somebody who was a West River governor. That does not happen too often. Hasn't happened historically too often, especially in the most modern times. So, our thoughts and prayers with family and friends.
You bet. Let's go. I want to take this to a little lighter note.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Yep. Wild card. Cubs, Pirates. Cubs won. 4-0.
So you're in.
The Cubs are won. Well, we're in the National League Division Series. We have to play St. Louis. Yep. So one step at a time to Kansas City. I think we're going to have a Kansas City, Chicago World Series.
Wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, and I'm a diehard Kansas City fan, as you know. And this being 2015, we're exactly 30 years. Last year I was pulling hard for them, and they didn't quite get it done. Right. Lost to the Giants, but this year is actually the 30th anniversary of that 1985 series between the Royals and the Cardinals. So, it's a good deal.
We'll get the Royals in there, but you got to help me get the Cubs in there.
Hey, bring them on. We're pulling for your Cubs, Bob.
All right. Let's look at the radar. We got a few little showers up there in Montana. They are sliding a little bit to the southeast. There's a possibility of a few little showers in the Black Hills after midnight tonight, certainly tomorrow morning, and scattered showers tomorrow afternoon.
All right, we'll get more details coming up in Bob's forecast in just a bit. We're back with more news after the break, right here on NewsCenter1 at 10.
This is NewsCenter1 with Shad Olson. Sports with Justin Wickersham. And weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Riggio.
The internet should be invisible to your business. You don't need to worry about the 30,000 miles of underground fiber optic cable making up SDN's vast network. It's always there, running through the heart of your business, connecting you to the ideas and people that matter most. SDN Communications. Enjoy the uptime.
Welcome to High Country Guest Ranch,
where Western and Native American cultures unite.
Spacious log homes and camping cabins wait your arrival in the heart of the beautiful Black Hills. Close to Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse, it is the perfect place for your Black Hills vacation. The High Country Outdoor Theater is the summer home of Brûlée, the #1 Native American show in the country. The popular Circle B Chuck Wagon is serving up tasty cowboy dinners and Western harmonies. Come on out for an afternoon trail ride, an evening show, or spend the weekend with us. We'd love to have you.
The Honda For You sales event is happening now, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Honda Civic. Our best Civic yet was named a KBB.com Best Buy, and is the best-selling car in its class. The Civic is also loaded with standard features. So hurry into your Honda dealer today, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Civic during the Honda for You sales event.
I'm a fan of fan conventions.
I'm a fan of releasing tension.
I'm a fan of this plateau.
I'm a fan of things that go.
I'm a fan of things that shred.
And when it comes to sandwiches,
I'm a fan of ciabatta bread. I'm a fan of DQ.
I'm a fan of DQ Bakes.
3 new artisan-style sandwiches like the chicken bacon ranch on ciabatta, chicken mozzarella on focaccia, and the turkey BLT served hot out of our new ovens only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
Focaccia.
You've certainly put in the effort. You started from scratch and have made something that you want to see last well into the future. Maybe someday you'll call it a legacy, but for now, you've just got to get the bread out, the door open, and the bills paid. Having someone at your side who understands where you've been and where you want to go can make all the difference. Small business success? It's bigger than banking. It's you and I together.
A coalition started by South Dakota Governor Dennis Daugaard is now exploring the expansion of Medicaid in our state. The Healthcare Solutions Coalition gathering for the very first time today. Daugaard recently meeting with Health and Human Services Secretary Sylvia Burwell to detail a proposal and expand Medicaid, which provides health coverage to low-income and disabled people. Daugaard's senior advisor, Kim Mausam-Risden, saying it would make over 48,000 South Dakota residents newly eligible for that program starting in 2020. It's expected to cost the state between $30 and $33 million, which the measure would offset through state savings. Federal leaders rejecting a 2014 plan from the state to partially expand the Medicaid program. The Nobel Prize in Physics was recently awarded to Drs. Kajita and McDonald for solving the mystery about a particle called the neutrino. Neutrino oscillation is important in the search for elusive dark matter, which is believed to make up roughly 80% of the mass of the universe. This research is not new to the South Dakota School of Mines thanks to the Sanford Underground Lab at Lead. Physicists there are involved in 2 experiments surrounding neutrino oscillation, one called NOVA and the other called DUNE, which is planned for the near future.
Both of those experiments are really essentially continuing the investigation that started all those years ago and that has won these Nobel Prizes, and we're trying to answer the questions that were uncovered in the discoveries and the research that was done for the Nobel Prize winning research.
Last academic year, mines physicists were awarded a $1.1 million grant from the Department of Energy Office of High Physics to continue research. They are hoping to discover more details about neutrino oscillations and, in the process, understand the universe better than they ever have before. Still to come right here on NewsCenter1, cloudy skies gave way to some nice blue color out there, as you see right there in our weather photograph for you. Still some white stratocumulus clouds hanging around for us throughout the rest of the day. Bob tells us more about this wonderful October weather we've been having and lays out the outlook for the weekend. Coming up next in NewsCenter1 Weather.
A car gives you freedom, room to grow, and in time, room to grow up. Your dream car evolves, and protecting it takes committed support. American Family Insurance.
Fisher Home Galleries carries some of the finest brand name furniture in America and is home to the exclusive Flex Steel Gallery. With upholstered styles and your choice of over 1,500 designer fabrics to choose from, you will be able to create your own dream home at the guaranteed lowest prices in South Dakota. And best of all, the beauty and comfort is made to last. The Flex Steel Blue Steel seat spring and frame are guaranteed for a lifetime. Invest in better quality furniture at Fisher Home Galleries, where beautiful homes begin. On West Main and Rapid City.
This is the game we like to call Follow the Leader. With best fuel economy, best towing, best torque, best payload, And with more people driving Ram trucks than ever before, we've built quite the following. Get a great deal on the best trucks during Ram Truck Month. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus $6,000 in total values on the 2015 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
It's the jewelry event of 2015. Presidential Pawn is way overstocked, and we'd rather sell it than melt it. Rings, pendants, earrings, bracelets, thousands of items store-wide. Not 20%, not 50%, but 100% of our fine jewelry will be sold at half price. Half price. During this unprecedented one-week sale. Christmas is coming. What an opportunity. Mark your calendar. Don't miss out on this rare event. October 19th through the 24th. All jewelry 50% off. Only at the legendary Presidential Pawn in downtown Rapid City.
Hey moms, has your husband been debolded? Rebold your man with Papa Murphy's new Buffalo Chicken Pizza, featuring the bold taste of Frank's Red Hot Sauce. Home bake a large for just $11. Fresh made, fresh baked. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
This weather brought to you by Black Hills Power.
This is NewsCenter1 Weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Riggio.
All right, let's start off with the weather almanac for Wednesday, October the 7th, 2015, 78. The high temperature, 49 was our low. No rain today, still well above normal. 6:57, sun up. 6:23, sun will be going down. Out at the airport, we don't have any clouds yet, but you are expected to see some clouds begin to move into the area later on this evening. 54 current temperature. Winds are generally out of the north at 10. Here are some of the high temperatures across the country. A rather nice day. Chicago, 71. They're happy in the Windy City. 84 in Louisville, 79 Billings, 68 though down in Albuquerque. Here's the upper levels. We're going to cool off a little bit tomorrow. You can see a little bit of a northerly component to the jet stream. That's going to work its way in. But then after that, ridging really begins to take place. The jet stream moves to the north of the Black Hills. That's going to allow some warm air to work its way into our neck of the woods right on through the weekend. Temperatures in the 80s on Saturday, 70s again on Sunday. Even the next week, Tuesday, this is Tuesday, 10 p.m., you can still see the warm air in place over the Black Hills. So temperatures are going to be above normal. But tomorrow, a little bit cooler tomorrow because of this front. I'm going to show it to you in a little bit. We got some rain moving across northern Minnesota, some showers over West Texas, eastern New Mexico, some showers over the Pacific Northwest, and some of those are going to try to nose their way into the Black Hills as this cool front works its way south of the Black Hills. And that's going to bring in the clouds, a little bit of rain tomorrow as well, and some cooler temperatures, but that won't last long because Friday that cooler air moves well off to the east, and we're going to expect to see more sunshine again on Friday, and that's going to get our temperatures back up 70 degrees, which sets the stage for Saturday, temperatures in the 80s on Saturday. Here's a closer look at all this. Let's see, this is 8:30 a.m. Tomorrow morning. There are the showers. We'll probably have a few little showers here after midnight, and then tomorrow morning we'll have these showers working their way through the Black Hills, and then during the afternoon hours, early afternoon, some scattered showers. They should be clearing out by late afternoon, and then partly cloudy skies tomorrow evening, and then Friday, more sunshine, and temperatures begin to warm up a little bit. Speaking of temperatures, here they are. These are today's high temperatures, 72 in Madison, 79 in Mobridge, 72 in Aberdeen, Buffalo, 76, 73 in Spearfish, Custer, 72 for a high temperature. Then the front comes through, temperatures are cooler. Now we see temperatures generally in the 60s in our part of the state, really in the 50s and 60s over in East River. And then the sun returns on Friday, and then these temperatures warm up nicely back up into the 70s. Here's a forecast for that cool Thursday. 59 Spearfish, 54 Custer. These are the highs now, or the expected highs. 58 down in Pine Ridge, Faith. 68 degrees, a little bit warmer out in the flatlands. 65 Belle Fourche, Sturgis 62, and Hot Springs 57 degrees. So it's going to be a cool day tomorrow, but it's going to feel comfortable. 52 tonight, clouds on the increase, and after midnight, a few little showers may nose their way into the Black Hills. Winds out of the northwest, 5 to 15. And tomorrow, a little bit of a cooler day, 64, cloudy, breezy. The winds will be picking up a little bit out of the north, and then we'll see some of those scattered showers during the morning hours and some widely scattered showers during the early afternoon hours. 44 tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a little bit cooler than tonight. 52 tonight, 44 tomorrow evening for those overnight lows. And then we warm it up on Friday, 74, 84 on Saturday, 79 on Sunday. So a rather warm and sunny weekend in store for us. And these mild temperatures stay with us Monday and Tuesday.
Well, I tell you what, for October, we can't complain about that.
No, not one bit.
Pretty good looking stuff. Thank you, Bob. Might be good golfing weather as well. And we have our latest golf tip coming up after the break right here on News Center 1.
If you know about smoke rings and fat caps and burnt ends and marbling and flavor-producing properties of real hickory wood, burned for at least 13 hours at less than 300 degrees, then we don't need to tell you much about this, other than where to eat it. Arby's, we have the meats.
The season is here. Are you ready? Gear up and save big at Cabela's Ultimate Outfitter Sale. Find great deals like $100 off a Cabela's 15-inch commercial-grade vacuum sealer, up to $30 off Wild Game trail cameras, and 25% off select Cabela's flannel and chamois shirts. Plus, pick up a new Cabela's Polar Cap cooler, starting at $249.99. Make this season count, and don't miss Cabela's Ultimate Outfitter Sale. Shop in-store or online at Cabela's.com.
The Honda for You sales event is happening now, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Honda Accord. The Accord is the best-selling midsize car in America, which makes sense because it's also the best value. And the Accord is loaded with standard features. So hurry into your Honda dealer today, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Accord during the Honda for You sales event.
The winning gets extreme with our Extreme Hot Seat Drawing at the Silverado Franklin.
On select Saturday nights, we will announce 5 $100 winners at 5 o'clock, 6 $100 winners at 6 o'clock, all the way up to 10 $100 winners at 10 o'clock. And our Extreme Hot Seats plus our regular hot seats and giveaways mean even more chances to win. With 190 winners and $18,500 each Extreme weekend.
Join us at the Silverado Franklin for extreme winning and extreme fun.
All right, folks, let me tell you, a secret to making a good golf game, a great golf game, is the putt. In tonight's JR's Golf Tips, we break down everything you need to know about putter selection. Again, welcome, JR's Golf Tips. I'm Bob Riggio. With me is JR Hamblett, the PGA professional here at Arrowhead. JR, let's talk a little bit about putter heads. I mean, basically, you told me there's two, the blade and the mallet.
For the most part, I mean, there's some wild variations of putters out there, but mallet, blade, a little bit smaller blade, a little bit bigger mallet. So probably one of the biggest questions is, which one should I be swinging?
Sure.
If you're a straight back, straight through guy, in other words, if you've been taught or you want to take the putter straight back and straight through, a mallet's probably better. Otherwise, there's another school of thought in that the putter stroke is on a bit of an arc. And if so, you'd probably be a little more suited toward a blade.
Okay. Let me ask you this. I mean, this mallet is bigger than that mallet. This mallet is heavier than that mallet. Does that mean with the same stroke, this mallet would carry the ball a little further down the green? Or
kind of depends on green speeds, how fast the greens you're putting on.
Okay.
And you know, another factor that the viewer would be benefited from knowing is that there's some offset in the shaft here on this mallet. If you notice, this mallet here is what we call center shafted.
Right.
So for the viewer, understand that if you're looking at a center shafted putter like this one here, it is not as forgiving. Your misses are going to be more pronounced. Right. Okay. So you're going to have a little more forgiveness here with an offset putter or an offset shaft, and you can see that I've got an offset shaft on both the blade, and they come on a mallet as well. So
the advice too is go to your golf professional, try the mallet, try the blade.
Yep.
And
the other best advice is get a putter and get about 5 putters and get them all bought. And put them one in every corner and put them in the house, and
That's
you'll
what
figure
I've
out.
done.
Yeah.
I got the ghost putter, used it for you didn't like it, went to the claw, tried that for a year and I didn't like it. I'm back to my original putter, which is a blade putter.
Yeah, and I've got 5 Scotty Camerons. This is 2 of them. And I've got 2 Odysseys, and the Camerons get benched most of the time, but I like to bring them out.
Even the professionals, they change putters, like they change pants. For
they jump around a lot.
Yeah. Except Ben Crenshaw. I think he's still
Gentle Ben.
Gentle Ben. He still uses his original putter.
He does.
All right.
Pretty amazing.
Thanks a lot, JR.
You're welcome.
All right, join us next week for JR's Golf Week.
What makes Liberty Superstores a dealership for the people? People with more insight, more options, more respect, more heart. We eagerly serve the frustrated, the hardworking, the people. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car, and that's what makes us for the people. Liberty Superstores.
Menards has the sale that lets you save big on over 65,000 items. So get ready, get set, and save with an 11% rebate on everything. Hurry in and save big, because now is the perfect time to save on all of your projects with an 11% rebate on everything, including sale prices. That's savings on top of savings. Get everything you need with an 11% rebate going on now.
As you can see, I'm a mom. But what you probably didn't know is I'm a mom and a collector of 3rd century Han Dynasty daggers. And that's a lot like Perkins.
Because Perkins isn't just about breakfast. There's a whole other side to them, especially with their money-saving Great Plates menu. Over a dozen items from $4 to $8. I like the double catch. The kids love the bacon grilled cheese.
Do you need a knife?
Oh no, I've got a dagger.
It's 3rd century. Breakfast and a whole lot more. It all comes together at Perkins.
You've got priorities, things that need to be taken care of, and things to pay attention to. It's not easy, but you're making it work. At First Interstate Bank, we know the drill, and just as others are relying on you, you can rely on us to help keep you doing what you do best. Your world's a busy one, full of all kinds of financial choices. You've got people depending on you to make those decisions, and then make breakfast. Financial success on the go? It's bigger than banking. It's you and I together.
All right, once again, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast, and it looks rather nice. Still no freezing temperatures for the next 7 days. The average freezing date is September the 27th, about 11 days ago, and you can see it for the next 7 days. Still no freezing temperatures. 64 tomorrow, a little bit cooler than today. We'll have some clouds, and we'll have some shower activity, a light shower activity in the morning hours, some scattered showers during the afternoon. Then the sun should be breaking through. Friday, we'll go with partly cloudy skies on Friday, 74. And then look at the weekend, folks. Plenty of sunshine Saturday, Sunday, 84 on Saturday, 79 on Sunday. A great weekend in store for everybody. We'll keep those temperatures in the 70s Monday and Tuesday, upper 60s on Wednesday.
And as we leave you this evening, we'd like to take one more opportunity to remember the man that led our states through some of tragic and trying times. As we mentioned earlier, former Governor Walter Dale Miller being laid to rest on his ranch today in New Underwood. Hundreds turning out at Calvary Lutheran Church on Sheridan Lake Road in Rapid City to honor and pay their respects, including current Governor Dennis Daugaard. We leave you now with Daugaard's thoughts on Miller and a quiet moment of reflection from today's service. Have a great night.
I think he will be remembered as a steady, strong cowboy who loved his family and loved his faith.
The new Legend Steakhouse at the historic Franklin Hotel.
This homecoming, our moguls take on the Bison Cardinals. Join the following businesses in showing your team spirit.
Good luck from the Gun Vault.
100 Gun Vault, 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 100 Gun Vault,
Score big with our low prices at Nuts and Bolts Fabric Shop.
PJ Conoco says, orange and black attack. Good luck, moguls.
Good luck, moguls, from Rancher's Supply and Feed.
Stevens Automotive says, go moguls.
Show your team spirit and cheer on your moguls at Homecoming, October 9th at 6 p.m.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Whether it's stylish or functional, traditional or contemporary, at the Heart & Hearth Shop, we have just the right stove or fireplace to add warmth and elegance to any room in your home. Not sure what best fits your needs? Come on in and check out our showroom where we can show you a wonderful selection of gas, electric, and wood-burning stoves and fireplaces where you can actually see and feel our working displays. Let us help you pamper yourself by adding a feeling of warmth and coziness with a new stove or fireplace from the Heart & Hearth Shop, 306 Main, Rapid City.